To continue my urge, if you will, that in the interest of the best state policy, the proper direction is a levy drop versus a property tax relief program. A couple of points from comments that I've heard. Senator White basically has said that whenever you send state aid to local subdivisions, a bad result happens. They just spend the money. That is a dangerous track for us to head down. We provide services in the state mostly with some sort of a combination of a state and local effort. It is and of necessity must be a financial partnership. In most all the formulas I know about, the local subdivision puts up money, the state puts up money, there's a check that the state money isn't there unless the local money is there, and so on and so forth. It is a carefully constructed, perfect no, but a carefully constructed process whereby state funding is directed to local subdivisions. What you're being persuaded here, I think, to do is instead of that, let's abandon all that history, abandon that approach of using equalization aid through formulas, instead send a check to every taxpayer. Because really, if you look at it, this isn't anything different than that. What you're doing is you're going to have a property tax statement that comes to an individual. It's going to have the school, it's going to have the county, the city, or whatever is involved, and it's going to have a total. And then there's going to be a line down there that says, your state senators are sending you 8 cents per $100, so you get to subtract that off for this 1 year. Now, you talk about uncertainty. What about when you run out of money? Have you really done anything to lower the property taxes for any of those local entities that are out there providing the services? I don't think so. I simply don't think this is a good way to do it. Now, certainly, and Senator Flood was vocal about his frustrations with the state aid formula. Senator Flood has got a couple of schools that spend money like a drunken sailor, and they can do it because they are rich districts. And if you step up and say, look, our state policy is not to support higher spending in those kinds of districts, then guess what the answer is? The formula is broken. The formula is not broken. This is an equalization state. We are committed as a state to providing funding up to that certain base level. If somebody spends more than that, they're not going to get more money out of the aid formula, and they shouldn't get more money out of the aid formula. You know, somehow you want property tax relief, but what about the property taxpayers in that district? They're supposedly not entitled to relief. Gosh, they're paying $1.13 and $10,000. I looked it up, $10,800 per student compared to a statewide average of $8,000. But those taxpayers are not entitled to pay any less for that school. They ought to keep paying more. I mean, you almost come to the conclusion, well, maybe we ought to just take the lids off altogether. Let them charge as much as they want. I mean, Senator White is of the opinion that spending will go out the roof, and maybe he's right. I don't think so. But I will tell you that the state has a history and a procedure to place caps on that spending.
1 minute.
We've got a needs calculation, we've got budget lids, we've got property tax lids, and it's based on the sound public policy concept of equalization. We ought to stick with that concept. We're not in the business, however pleasant it may seem at the moment, of sending checks to taxpayers. We're in the business of collecting taxpayers' money and using that to provide services as efficiently and as effectively as possible. Let's stick with what we're supposed to do. Thank you.